Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and today I want to show you how to do a really fun Christmas tree earring. This kind of a modern take on a Christmas tree. Is made out of wire, and I've actually done two here. One is using 24 gauge wire, and it's pretty flimsy. The advantage is it's a lot easier to make than using the 22 gauge, but the 22 gauge is more solid and it's doable. It just is a little trickier, so you might have to practice a little bit more with it. But this is the final project, and I'm going to show you how to make it. In terms of ingredients, you're going to need some artistic wire. I've chosen green for Christmas. This is 22 gauge. I have a green head pin, a green earring hook, and a little bicone bead. This is 6 millimeters. So these are actually all the supplies you need in terms of the ingredients. So you can see you can actually make quite a few of these earrings with not a lot of ingredients. In terms of tools though, you're going to need a ruler. You're going to need a pair of round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, flush cutters, and then you're going to need a wig jig. And I have the Delphi wig jig here. Different wig jigs have different grid patterns on them, and this is the one that's going to work for our tree. And then it's got these little pegs that just go into the holes wherever you want them. So I've lined it up in almost like an arrow formation, my pegs, and you'll see that I have a total of 5 on each side coming to a 6th one in the center. So there's 11 along the outside and 1 in the middle, which is going to help to anchor our wire where we begin with, and also to give us the little loop that we're going to be able to attach our bicone to. So to begin, we're going to measure 12 inches of wire. And we're going to start by making a little loop. So we're going to grasp the tip of our wire with our round nose pliers, bend it just into a nice little loop, and then bend it back. So that's what we've got to start. So we're going to place this loop onto our first peg, and this is going to anchor our wire. It's going to give us a place to start. And now we're going to hold it as best we can and go to the first peg. And now what you're gonna do is you're going to press the wire down as you work, hold it in place, and twist it around the pegs. And one thing I found that works really well for me is I like to move my wig jig as I work. I just find it a lot easier. So now I'm gonna hold where it just curved, go around that peg, almost like in a figure 8 pattern, back under the peg opposite. And now I'm going to hold this wire and really press it down. Go up through the peg, and I'm just going to do this figure 8 pattern. Now I'm going under the other peg opposite, curving it around, holding it in place to the other side. And you want to pull pretty snug because you don't want your wires to be loose in there. Going back and forth and pressing it. You can even reach in there. Do not remove this middle peg though, because that is still anchoring your wire in place. And this does take a little bit of strength to get these straight. That's why I mentioned that you can do it in 24 gauge. It's not going to be quite as solid and as sturdy. It will work, but it is a lot easier. And we're just going back and forth, the same pattern. Okay, and I'm pressing it down. I want to make sure it's nice and even and flat. And now I'm coming up to my last peg, so I'm just going to go just as if it was another regular one and loop it around now. So I want to move it all the way around that top peg to make a loop and cross it over. And I'm going to trim that when I remove it. So this is what we've got for a tree. Now to remove it, some people like to remove all the pegs. I actually like to just very carefully scoot my wire up along the pegs. If they come out, great. If they don't, doesn't matter. Do not force it. Just go nice and slow, scooting it up along it. Tries to make sure it comes all together so that you're not having one part of it completely undone and one part still back down here. There we go. So we've just popped it off. And now we're going to trim that top like so. You notice we had some extra wire. You want that extra wire, otherwise it's going to be too hard when you get up to the top to make that final loop. So now the beauty of this is that it is wire, so just go ahead and bend it. If it came out of shape at all, bend it into shape how you want it. You can try hammering this. I don't necessarily recommend it unless you have a nice nylon mallet, otherwise it will mar the finish on the green wire and it will ding. So if you do have a nylon hammer, go ahead and you can hammer it gently on a bench block, otherwise just use your fingers. So now we just need to complete our earring. We have our shape. To do that, we're going to take one of these head pins, put the little bicone on it, and I'm just going to make a simple wire loop. Go. Trim it. I'm going to open it up the same way I'd open up a jump ring. Connect it onto that bottom loop. Close it. See if you need to close this loop at all too. There we go. And now just the top part. Open the loop at the base of the earring hook. And then let me see, my loop is open at the back, so I want my loop to be open at the back here. And there we go. We have a really fun modern Christmas tree earring made out of wire.